My next guest made quick work of Cameron Saaiman this past weekend at UFC Kansas City. It's Malcolm Wellmaker back here on the program. Malcolm, how you doing, man?
Man, I'm doing great, man. The best I've ever done, to be honest.
Yeah, I bet, man. So many things to get into. I know it was a quick fight, but I got a lot to ask you about. First and foremost, how has life changed since that knockout? Everyone was talking about this highlight. I'm sure the social media following's increased. Like, take me through the last couple days since that epic knockout win over Cameron Saaiman.
Yeah, man. Immediately after, man, when I went back to the arena to watch the fights, man, the fans just showed me so much love. It was crazy, man. I took hundreds of pictures. I loved every one of them, man. Really, really just feels so good to get so much love and support from the fans. Feel like I got a fan base now. Obviously, like you said, social media has been going absolutely insane. Came back home. Bunch of people was at the airport waiting for me again. They love surprising me like that. So that was incredible, man. And I quit my job this morning.
That's right. Yeah,
So
I saw
a
that too.
lot,
That's great, man. That's awesome.
a lot, man.
Did you expect this much attention after the win? Again, it was a really nice highlight reel finish. You never really know how that's going to translate on social media and elsewhere. But take me through just getting all this attention that maybe you weren't expecting.
Yeah, no, this is much bigger, much faster than I was expecting to happen. I obviously expected, a lot more fans, a lot more social media following and everything, but it's like to the 10th power for all of it, man. Just how many pictures I ended up taking, how many followers I'm gaining, how much love I'm getting. Even when I was going through the airport, because we had a layover in Texas, there were people in the Texas airport that recognized me, man. It was just
Cool.
it's insane to see how fast this train moves.
Yeah, no, it's worked out great for you. And now take me through quitting the job, because I know when we spoke, actually we didn't speak before this fight, but we spoke after a Contender Series, and I
Right.
know obviously you were still working. Was it just like if you won, you were going to quit your job, or is it because you got the bonus as well? Like, what brought you to that decision? Because now you're a full-time UFC fighter now.
Yeah, it was the bonus for sure, man. I planned on, if I just got my fight and win money, I was probably gonna show back up to work today or tomorrow. Maybe get a couple things in order today and go back to the normal routine, keep training how I have been. But to be honest, with a $50,000 bump, man, it doesn't make sense for me. It makes so much more sense for me to invest in my career.
Yeah.
Get those training blocks added in my earlier schedule, get some actual recovery and rest between sessions, and make the most out of my career now that I'm going, and I've set myself up for something great. So I want to be ready.
And just remind people, what were you doing for work before you handed in your notice here?
I was a union pipe fitter welder in the construction industry.
Nice.
So 10 hours a day for Monday through Thursday. I was on job sites installing pipe, breaking down demoing systems. I mean, we even did a little bit of iron work, fabricating steel, any and everything, man, construction.
What was that conversation like? Like, did you have to give your 2 weeks? Like, how did that work as far as telling your boss, like, hey, just so you know, I got a big bonus. I'm good. I'm out of here.
Yeah, all the true construction heads know, man. When we quit a job, it's not a 2 weeks notice, man. We call it dragging up. We get in there, we tell them we done, and we get our money.
Mhm.
So yeah, for me, it was just that. But also, the particular company I've been working with, it's been the same group of guys for over 2 years, so they're like family to me, man.
Oh, nice. Okay.
So yeah, they knew before the fight if I got that bonus, what it meant for me. So when I went in, I actually stopped and got biscuits on the way to work. We sat down, we ate together, and we talked for over an hour, man. And it was bittersweet, man, actually rolling up my tools and heading out.
Let's get back to the fight. We do have to talk some fighting in here as well. I know it was quick, but and obviously you've got a lot of wins by knockout. Did you expect the fight to end that quickly? I think, Cameron, I know he'd been finished in the fight previously, but did you anticipate that quick of a finish?
Absolutely not, man. To be real with you, I knew the kid was tough. I mean, if you watch him, bro, he's got that dog in him. He's ready to go to war. He's ready to fight and be scrappy from the beginning to the end of the fight. I respected his skill set as a martial artist as well very much. And to be completely honest, I thought he would try to wrestle me a bit. So I expected, like, wrestling exchanges and controlling space to delay the knockout by a lot more than it did. But he never did anything than just strike with me. And because of that, I think it's why the finish came so soon.
Did you know you were the betting favorite going into the fight? I don't know if you pay attention to the odds or not.
Yeah, I knew I was a very slight betting favorite because it's funny, but I had an interview maybe like a week or two before my fight, and when the money line, I guess, first opened, I was the underdog. And when he told me that right before I went and did my final hard conditioning workout, bro. And I worked out like a maniac. Oh man, I went hard. And I guess by the time the official odds for the night were done, so many people placed bets on me that I became a slight favorite. So
There you
that
go.
was nice. That was
Well, yeah,
nice.
reason I bring that up is like obviously people recognize the talent. It's not often that a fighter off Contender Series will be a favorite, just especially with Cameron having been in the UFC for a bit. So I'm sure seeing that obviously the underdog part probably gave you more motivation, but also I'm sure you're thinking like, hey, finally people are they're believing in me and they think I can do this. Like that was a pretty cool honor, I'm sure, to see that you were a favorite going in.
Yeah, man, it was that's exactly what it was. Me being glad to get some recognition, glad to see that so many people that was in the fight community looked at my potential. And even against a guy like Cameron Saaiman, who is a legit prospect, or was at one point, they expected me to be able to do what I do. And that's what I've been trying to prove to the world, to everybody around me, that I can knock guys out at the highest level and make it look good. And I finally did.
Now, I know you've been getting a ton of messages. We talked about that off the top, people congratulating you, all that stuff. Anyone reach out that maybe you weren't expecting, like maybe another fighter or someone that you were kind of like, oh, wow, like they saw my knockout? Anyone like that, like any notable UFC fighters?
Yeah, more so immediately afterwards, man. When I was after my knockout, when I was going through the arena in the back, like doing, interviews, photo shoots, and getting ready to hit the shuttle bus, man, there was so many fighters that showed me a ton of love. Like Giga Chikadze really, really embraced me, which we had some good interactions during fight week at the hotel.
Mhm.
But I mean, he hugged me, he told me he was so proud of me, and that meant so much coming from him because I've been a fan of him for a while. Benil Dariush complimented my boxing, which was crazy.
Yeah.
Jamal Hill stopped me and shook my hand and told me what I did was nice. It was mind blowing, man. Joaquin Buckley has showed me a ton of love, so shout out to him, man. I hope I can share that card with him in June. It's wild, man.
Yeah. So obvious question. I mean, it looked like you came out unscathed. You got to be on that Atlanta card, right? Like, I'm assuming that's just like, kind of perfect scenario here. You get a quick win, and then obviously that card's coming up. And you mentioned Buckley. He's headlining it with Kamaru Usman.
Yeah, man, that is the absolute plan. I mean, I called for it when I was in the octagon. As soon as I got to the back, I saw Sean Shelby and I asked him about it. And he told me he was confident that it was going to get done. My manager told me he talked to Sean Shelby. They're confident it's going to get done. So all I got to do is keep doing what I'm doing and let them do what they do. And hopefully y'all see me very soon making a return to the octagon.
So yeah, it doesn't matter. Just get you on the card. Doesn't matter an opponent. I guess obviously first UFC fight. I know you made a bit of a statement here, but just leave that up to your coaches and management. Or do you have a fight in mind that would be fun for that card?
Yeah, no, nothing in particular. Like, I'm a fighter, so people know how fighters are, man. I'm gonna sign the contract. So if the buffers of my coaches and management call it good, then it doesn't matter to me. I'm gonna sign the contract and I'm gonna be ready to fight.
And just to clarify, so the bonus money you mentioned, you're able to quit your job and do that. Is all the money just going into training, coaching, all that stuff, or are you putting some away as well? Like, take me through sort of your financial plan a little bit to give people some insight here.
Yeah, for the most part, I will be investing a little bit more of it into my training. Like as far as like privates, conditioning, stuff like that, resources go. I'll actually have a budget for that, because to be honest, so much of it now has been done off of the love of the people around me and the resources that I had. Yeah, so now I'll actually be able to give people what I think they deserve. So that'll be nice, but also a lot of it will just be, making sure that my bills are paid between now and when I compete again. I'm trying not to splurge it, money burning a hole in my pocket a little bit, but I'm not gonna buy nothing too big, nothing too crazy, and I'm gonna focus on the task at hand, and that's being the absolute best fighter I can be.
We've got a lot going on in your division. First and foremost, the time we're recording this, we got that Cory Sandhagen and Deiveson Figueiredo fight coming up on Saturday. I know you do a little bit of analyst stuff. I've seen you on Dan Levy's podcast. Shout out to Dan. I'm actually doing Dan's podcast on Wednesday. But what do you think of that fight? Cory's a big favorite. Do you think that's accurate? Do you think he gets it done? What do you think of that fight this Saturday?
Yeah, absolutely, man. Figgy is great, man. He's good at what he does, man, and he's fought the best in the world. But Cory Sandhagen is an absolutely brilliant mind. And I think with somebody like him, especially with, even when he fought Umar, he was able to show how much he can wrestle with the wrestlers, I think that Cory Sandhagen is going to be able to put on a clinic as he does with so many different fighters. So I'm excited to watch it. I'm excited to see what approach he takes because Cory Sandhagen is really, like I said, a brilliant mind when it comes to fighting.
And then the top of your division, we obviously have the title fight coming up in June. Sean O'Malley, Merab Dvalishvili, the rematch. Before we talk about the fight itself, do you think that was the right call? Some people felt like maybe Petr Yan should have got the fight. Obviously, O'Malley's the biggest name in your weight class, but what do you think of that fight getting put together? Was that the right call in your opinion?
I mean, I don't really know. Dana said it was the fight people wanted to see. I do believe that for the most part, Dana does what he believes is in the best interest for the organization and the fan base. So yeah, I would say I could see it. But I could definitely also see the fight with Yan being made. That was a fight that I would have been excited to see too. But Sean O'Malley is somebody that, him fighting does make the organization interesting. It's going to make people tune in. And he does have that possibility of landing that shot and getting that belt back. So I'm happy with it regardless.
So who gets it done? What's your pick? Who edges it out between Merab and O'Malley in the rematch?
I think Merab's going to win. I think he's going to win again, man. Merab is really, really good, man. And he just made such a statement with his fights, man. And he did the same against Sean the first time.
So what does the rest of the week look like now? Because this is a totally new thing for you. You're used to going to work and balancing training and all that. So I'm sure you're taking a little bit of time off this week just because you had the camp and everything. But what's the rest of the week going to look like for you?
A lot of this week is just getting things in order. Obviously, I just came back from my trip, man. I got so many bags to unpack, so much stuff going on. I'm working with my team to really put together a schedule and find out what blocks we need to fill with what things that are going to make me the best fighter I can be. And I got a baby boy due in the next couple weeks.
Oh, congrats, man. That's awesome.
Yeah. Thank you so much, man. So that's definitely going to take some of my time. So yeah, that's what it's looking like for me, expecting and just figuring out what my future training schedule will look like as a full-time athlete. It's a super exciting time for me.
Do you know the gender yet of your newborn yet?
It's a boy.
Boy, congrats. I got two boys, so I can relate. That's awesome.
Yes, sir. Hey,
yeah.
Man, when I found out it was a boy, my dreams came true. So I'm happy as could be.
That's great. And then, yeah, you kind of mentioned, like, obviously the schedule and everything coming up, figuring things out. Any plans to do any cross training? I know, obviously, you got a great gym where you're at, but I know some fighters like to get that variety, and I'm sure with your management as well, they got a lot of connections at different gyms. Any plans to, maybe not for this camp because the Atlanta card's coming up soon, but any plans in the future to do some cross training?
Yeah, absolutely, man. That is something that me and my camp have already been talking about, and something that's even more in the immediate future we're looking to is to try to get out to the PI, man. Take advantage of some of those resources that they have. And obviously my management has a gym out there where, Diego is and all these other athletes. So hopefully I can get out there for a week or so and see what that's like and then come back to my camp and get ready.
There you go. And maybe Jason can get you some dinner. That would be nice after that performance. I think you deserve it at this point. So we'll see.
Man, Jason's awesome. He bought pizza for me and everybody that came to me. We all ate.
Oh, no way. Nice.
Hotel. And he brought Diego, man. Bro, Jason House is the best, bro. I love that guy like family.
Yeah. What was it like being around Diego? I know obviously he lost his fight a couple weeks ago, but the guy's, one of the most talented fighters in the division. Must be cool just getting to be around him and obviously his aura a little bit. He's just a really nice guy outside the cage, and in the cage, obviously very violent.
That's right. Yeah, no, so this was actually my second time being with him. I went to dinner with him in Vegas with my when I was out there for the Contender Series because Jason House took us all out. Yeah, and it was cool then. He was super nice then, even though, he didn't know who I was. But this time, man, he showed me a ton of love because of my knockout, which was also incredible. Seeing him, the rise he had, the fight he put on. He showed me a lot of love. So that was awesome. It was incredible.
Malcolm, thanks for doing this, man. Go enjoy the victory tour. In the meantime, if you got anyone you want to thank, any sponsors, any social media you want to plug, I'll give you the last word.
Man. Nobody in particular, but big shout out to all my supporters in Augusta. Everybody knows Augusta is my heart. I love everybody there. Thank you to the community and everybody that's been supporting me all the way this far. My team, obviously, the Faglers, man, we started together and we're here together. So that's incredible. And then big shout out to all my blue collar family all across the country, man. It's amazing that I was able to find my way out of the trade with fighting. And thank you guys for the love and support. And that's all I got.